particularly if you've got like sand gobies in your aquarium, you need to be cautious to make sure that you don't get too much build-up of either detritus or coral sand on your corals. So this particular one here, you can see quite a lot of coral sand has found its way onto the surface of that coral. So it would be important just to grab your hand and whoosh the coral sand off that particular piece, because the coral sand sitting on it for a period of time is definitely going to damage the coral. And that's assuming this is actually coral sand on it, because from where I'm standing, it looks like it's got coral sand on it, but it's not impossible that is just the surface of the coral. But it's easy to tell by just grabbing your hand, whooshing your hand over the coral, and making sure that you don't have coral sand sitting on any of your corals, because the coral sand will damage the corals, and your culprit is this guy. So you've just got to be really wary of these guys not dive bombing coral sand on your corals all the time, because over a long period of time that can cause you a problem. As good as they are for cleaning the sand, they do upset the corals. Like you can see right now, he's just dropping, he's going down to the sand, he's grabbing the sand, and then he's swimming up and just bombing it all over the corals. Because this tank's got such good water flow, you'd probably get away with it, but it is worth thinking about chocolate gobies, like Polaris gobies, because they tend to grab the sand and then drop it. So to Bicelaris gobies, so some gobies grab sand and drop it. Other sand gobies, like these ones, grab the sand and swim off and bomb it all over the coral. So it's just something to be aware of. Another thing to be aware of is when you position corals, you need to be careful which way is up. So in the wild, the sun would be here for that particular piece, whereas clearly the light's coming from over there. So over a long period of time, that coral may start to suffer. And even being careful with pieces such as that one and this one that are positioned very much upright, but the light is coming from up. So just try and be as mindful as possible to ensure that the corals are facing up.